you going, everybody? Francis Cullimore here. I'm just going to be talking about, I'm taking on a client this break, and before I take any clients on, I like to know what they're made of, if they're capable, and so forth. So, you know, there's a lot of trainers out there that will take on clients, take the money, push them on their way, but no real help in regards to making sure that they're, you know, that they can actually achieve their goals. What I try and do is I take maybe 3 or 4 a year, and I take them under my wing for about 12 months. But the first thing that I try and do with clients is I try and I take them through an evaluation first. Okay, so I see, you know, can they eat, can they do the training, da 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 da. But then what I do is I actually take them through a session which is quite literally hell. It's more of a mindset thing. I need to know that they're capable. So there's comfort zones that people sit in, and then there's the uncomfortable zone. I actually go beyond that. I go more into people's despair, why they ask questions about themselves, why they actually, you know, doing this, and it goes for an hour, and it's actually quite heartbreaking but very rewarding for that individual if they can get through it. And then after that, if they make it through that session and their mindset's corrected, I will take that client upon. So today I'll be taking on a guy. He's actually just turning up now. His name is Andrew. So he's going to be one of the guys that I'll be possibly taking on next year from January onwards. But we've just got to make sure he gets through today's session. So he will struggle, but we'll definitely know if he can go through and be one of the trainers that I'll take on board for 2018. Let's see. Okay, here we are at the top of the mountain. Andrew's doing his warm-ups. We're going to get going. We're going to see how he goes. It's beautiful up here today. I feel great. Andrew won't feel so great soon. So let's see what happens, eh? So remember, when you're doing these sort of sessions, you don't need gadgets, gizmos, tools, anything. All you need is the person there, his mindset and his will to try and push himself to the levels that he's never been to. And let's see. So what we're doing here is we're just building lactic acid into the quads. So we're going to fill them up, okay, and then he's going to be running on empty through those legs and quads, okay. So it's going to come down to determination only. Okay, we're going to fill them up. First questions I get asked from people that I take through this cycle is, how does this incorporate into my training method? Like, you know, most of it makes no sense to them. How do I incorporate this into my goal setting and so forth? I really don't care. It's all about mindset and completion. Honest question requires an honest answer. How many times did you stop? 0 stops. Beautiful. So there's no penalties on that one. Okay, straight to the ground. Okay, what I need you to do is bend crawl all the way up to that wall, touch it. Knees can't touch the ground, and stop when we're finished. Okay, we're 15 minutes in. He hasn't stopped yet. Okay, his knees have got to stay off the ground. He can't stop moving. Some limb has to be moving. He can't pop up. He doesn't know how many he has to do. It's the unknown that people don't understand. So we're on the stairs now. He hasn't stopped. He's been going for 22 minutes and he has an hour to do of this. Don't stop. You got to keep moving. Okay, this one really sucks. It's called pyramids. Okay, so he's got to go. I'm walking down to the bottom of the hill. He's got to come all the way down to wherever I am, touch, and go all the way back to the top. Okay, so he can't stop, and we just keep going. There he comes. He's got to go all the way back up again. He's touching, goes back on the pyramid. Could I do this? Probably not. Will I ever do it? No. Have I done it before? Many times. Has he ever? No. So that's what we're trying to do. So I was just waiting for him to come back up, and I saw him walking up one of the sections. Does that mean he'll train well on his own? No. So there's going to be repercussions when we hit the water and the sand. How suckful is this? It is so hard when you don't know what you're doing, what you've got yourself into. I've just penalised him for walking. He's got to go all the way back to the top. He was almost finished, but he's going to keep going. Okay, this is the part where he hasn't stopped. So we're 20 minutes to go, and this is where most people say, what the fuck, why am I doing this? and I want to stop right now. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straight up the hill. Let's go. Keep going. Let's go. We cannot stop. Let's go. You got to move, Andrew. You got to move. Come on, mate. You got to jog. You can't walk. Straight in. Do your reps. Let's go. Straight in the water. Do your reps. Touch that chest. Let's go, straight back up. Let's go, we've got to move. Come on, Andrew, you're almost there, mate. We've only got 10 minutes to go. You've got to push. You've got to run. Here it comes. How are you feeling so far? Can't speak. Okay, we're going across on our last 10 minutes. Okay, this is the one that really kills. Okay, this is going to hurt him. Let's really see what he's made of. This last 10 minutes is crucial to what we're trying to achieve with his mindset. Up, hold. Down, down, stay down, up, hold. How long are we doing it for, Andrew? That's right. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. That's what I like. Down. Up. Tester, when they think the hour's up and they thought they were finished, this is where it gets tough. Drop down. Where they should usually be like, they start to feel like, now I can do this, and they start to really get a good vibe. And so I'm going to give it a see how we're feeling. Hopefully we made it. Okay, we're on to reverse pyramid, so he's got to go to the top now. But this time I'm making my way back up, and he only has to come back to me now, touch, and then go back to the top. It's a tough gig. How do you feel? How are you feeling?
Oh, rubbish.
Really?
Can't feel my legs.
Can't what?
Can't feel my legs.
Are we almost done?
No.
Okay, this is the last section. Finish on. He's got to go all the way to the top, as is, no knees touching, and he is absolutely flogged. So I've got him crawling. The real reason is I don't want him to collapse, to be honest. He's absolutely fucked. But he's got to go from there, touch the whale, and we're done. Okay, here I am with Andrew. We've only just finished doing the torturous session that went for an hour and 15 minutes. Sometimes I run them for 2 hours, but I think we got what we needed to out of this session with Andrew, which I think he's done exceptionally well. What most people don't understand is that most of this training, it really makes no sense, and people ask how do they what do they get out of it, doing bear crawls, sand in the water, so forth. All we're trying to fix is the mindset and the approach that they should be taking when they're in the gym for that 45 minutes to an hour. What do they get out of that session? And some people go into cruise mode, and that's what Andrew has been doing for the last how many years, mate? I don't know.
6 or 7.
6 or 7 years. He hasn't been breaking that barrier for a long time. So this session is what it's about. I'm definitely going to take Andrew on purely because I know from what I've seen right now is that he is more than capable to train on his own. He's going to put in the effort. He will follow the program to a T, and once you know and understand structure, you're going to get massive results. So Andrew, first question is, how does it feel finishing?
Awesome.
Awesome?
I think at the start of the session I thought I definitely had this, and you had me somewhat scared, but I don't think my body nor my mind was at all ready for what I currently feel.
Yeah. So
50 push-ups in water.
Yeah, that's a session on its own, isn't it?
Far out.
What did you find the hardest part?
For me, the down the hill and then you just saying get back up.
Yeah.
And
was that more because you don't know how many sets you're doing, or is it more because it was just so hard?
Just so hard. My legs at the moment are in all sorts.
Yeah.
And for me, hills have always been that mental barrier, and I generally stop and walk and allow myself time to recover and just keep plodding along. You didn't let me do that, and so my legs and everything were just in agony, and I was just like, I cannot fail. I need this. I need him to keep going.
Beautiful. So some of the first things I asked you was what did you hate? And you said running. And you said, are we going to be running? I said no. And when we got here, what did we do most of?
Running.
Exactly. So I like to push people in areas where, a lot of people do make excuses for why they don't do certain things, but an excuse can be broken. And as we saw, Andrew hated running, and he ran up and down these hills. He done up and down stairs. He done up and down sand. It was in the water. We did not stop the whole entire time. So just be aware, I gave him one sip of water at the start or the finish of his first hill. And after that, I gave him no water. I gave him no idea of when we're going to start or finish. I didn't let him know how many sets he was going to be doing. And the unknown scares a lot of people. But at the end of the day, we definitely got what we needed to get out of this session. Andrew is a prime example of pushing the limits. There's a comfort zone, there's an uncomfortable zone, and then there's the next level, and that's where we took Andrew today. Sometimes it takes a lot longer or a lot less to break some people, and he's right on that zone where I thought he had enough, especially when we got up the last lot of the pyramids coming back up and down the stairs, where he started to wobble. He had jelly legs. He almost vomited at the top of the stairs, and then we got him to crawl that last section all the way up to the whale. What was it like when you were in the water and you thought, wow, I'm going to make it, this is awesome? Well, how were you feeling at that time and point? The push-up section.
Yeah, I would normally say to myself, 50, I can't do 50 push-ups.
Yep.
But I thought if I don't get there, you're going to make me do more.
Yeah.
So mentally I was like, I don't care how much water I swallow.
Yeah.
I don't care what I do. I've just got to keep going up and down until I hit 50.
Beautiful.
And same as when you said get down, I'm not telling you to get back up. If I had to stay there for a minute or whatever, I was just waiting for you to say up.
Nice.
So.
And what about when you got out of the water and that feeling that you were like, far out, I just done all that, I've done 50, and you're walking along to the beach thinking, far out. Did you feel great at that for a section there? You sort of had an epiphany of, I've noticed you had that energy boost. How was that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had the tingles run through the body, but then what instantly went back through my head is that he's just teasing me. I thought you were going to send me back into the water, and that expecting or the expectation that I just need to do whatever you tell me was running through my whole entire body, and But at that point I knew I'd sort of broken that mental barrier, that I was just like, yep, I can do whatever is necessary. And for me, in the last 7 years, I haven't had that. I've always stopped myself, or allowed myself to stop, and mentally I've got to get out of that. So
awesome. So yeah, that brings us to a close for this day. I'm definitely going to be taking Andrew on for the 2018 set, or as one of my clients. As you know, I don't take many on, and it's going to be a pleasure. And I'd just like to thank Andrew for pushing through and getting through this section. And let's look forward to when we start in 2018 and kick some ass with our goals. Thank you. So we just finished training Andrew, and I think we found out a lot about Andrew, and I think he found out a lot about himself. And I'm really excited to take him on for next year. And yeah, so